all, we have a really important announcement today, and that is we are launching a new and important link to our city website that will enhance, I think, in the long run, neighborhood quality. About a year or so ago, we launched a neighborhood improvement task force whose purpose was to address what I think we all feel were the roots of not just crime, but neighborhood quality. Graffiti, rundown properties, trash strewn across streets, and a general sense of disorder. I can report to you, and we can supply you with some of the data afterward, that our neighborhood task force has in my view, improved the quality of neighborhoods throughout the city, and it's done so through aggressive enforcement of the city code, the city fire code, the city building code, the minimum housing code. We've cracked down on trash violations, and that itself has reduced the amount of trash on our streets. It really, when you drive down certain areas, in particular in our city, and many of the tenement neighborhoods in particular, there's less trash on the street, and I think it's a tribute to the hard work of our multi-departmental task force headed by Assistant City Solicitor John Floor. We're upgrading all of that today. As you'll see with this website, this link that you see right up here provides, it does a number of things. It provides the community with information about the work of the task force, the number of properties that have been addressed, the number of tickets that issued, and a number of other improvements that have been made. And it's interactive. It provides a map where corrective actions have been taken, and you'll see that not only are fines being paid and some deterrence being gained by the issuance of fines, but corrective actions are taken. So, we'll take a moment to flip through it in a second. But what you'll see is that we have forced many irresponsible absentee landlords to sit up straight. They now have sunk money into their property and taken care of these properties as they would their own homes. And that's what we should all expect in our neighborhoods, that if you own an investment property, treat it like your own home, and that's what the task force is all about. This website enhances our ability to not only disseminate information about the task force, but also receive it. And that's the key part today. Now, residents of the city can take pictures of problem properties, whether they're problem properties because of the trash strewn in front of the homes, or that there are housing code violations or other things going on. Now you can take a picture, you can send it into the city of New Bedford, and the task force will receive it, and we can address it. So this really gives citizens an opportunity to interact much more freely and readily and easily with city government, and to report violations when they occur. There is, it will give, in my view, the residents greater confidence that the city's being responsive, and signal to landlords that they can't cut corners. They have to comply, or else not only will they be fined, but they'll be fined very swiftly. And I think that the deterrence that will come with that will greatly improve the livability of our neighborhoods. One of the neatest things about this whole website, and we'll walk through it in a second, is that it was the brainchild of the task force, again led by John Floor. Diane Roy, who ably assists John, is also here today. It's a multi-department task force that includes the fire department, police department, building department, health department, and others. And they thought it up, but the folks who constructed it are standing right here. Matt Florent and Jonathan Nunes from New Bedford Voc did an internship with the city today. Their advisor, Rick Quinton, is here. And together they thought this up. They worked through the details. It works well. They're learning great stuff at New Bedford Voc, and as you'll see when we walk through it, it works well, and it makes a lot of sense, makes a lot of intuitive sense. Even I understood how it worked, which is quite an accomplishment. But again, this is something that will make it easier for residents to address the needs in their neighborhood. Sometimes residents feel powerless to deal with problems in their neighborhood, and this is another way for people to take ownership of their neighborhoods by interacting with city government to ensure good enforcement of our code and to keep things up to snuff. So with that, let me introduce John Floor, our head of our task force you're going to give us a tutorial on...
I'll try.
All right, very good. All right, thank you, John. Come on up.
Thanks. As the mayor said, we've been up and running for about the last year. We've had a lot of successes, but we have been looking for ways to improve upon those successes and kind of improve our reach in the neighborhood and the city. And kind of had this or we had it as a task force, this thought of getting a website together. And we went and we spoke with Volk Tech, and I met up with these two young men back in February. We sat down really from the beginning, and they kind of built this from the ground up. We'll see it here in a second, but it is very impressive. They've done a great job, and I just can't say enough on how much they've done on this. And both these young men actually are, I'll just throw it out there too, they recently got first in the state for BPA web design in Mass, and they're actually going to a competition in this May for top honors in the country. So we were really lucky to be able to get them to come here and help us out with this. One of the things, though, as we can go through here, is we wanted to kind of educate the community on some of the stuff that we do, and we have a targeted offenses. If we click on that there, we can start doing the tutorial. This is some of the stuff that we look for as we go out in neighborhood sweeps, as we go out for private complaints. We also, probably the coolest thing about this website is now we will be interactive with the community. This is going to extend our reach. And we ask people in the community to let us use your ears, let us use your eyes. We really want you to become part of our team, part of the task force as we go forward, because some of the issue is finding the violations so we can go get to the inspectors out there and get the job done. Now, if we go to the report violations link right there, you can see that you can actually snap a photograph now, and you can report a violation either through your computer or through your iPhone or cell phone, and now we'll go straight to the task force. If you want to click on the first online form right there, and you can see when anyone reports a violation, we do ask one thing though. You give a name. We're not going to release this, and you also give us some information so we can follow up on that. And if that's done, we will follow up on it, either through the task force or we will refer it to the appropriate department, and we will be in contact with you in the future as well. Now, another pretty cool thing about this website is if we go to the violation maps on the right-hand side, let's try the Cove Street area.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Well, you can see some of what we've been doing the last the last year, the before and after pictures of where we found this. We've been putting this up here. We will continue to put this up here. And we also have a Twitter feed now. I believe it's the handle is Task Force NB. We're asking for people to follow us on there. We will also update the Twitter with before and afters. We'll be doing one this afternoon, as well as announcements and when we go out on sweeps to kind of give the public a general idea of what we're doing, bring the message out to everyone, and again, hope to use the ears and the eyes of the public to be members of our team. So,
when we keep it on that last one, just no. Yeah, you can see on the left, not to interrupt, John, no, go back to where you were. Right there, let's hold it on that. Yeah, you can see the difference. On the left, beforehand, dilapidated porch is a real hazard. I don't think any one of us would want to stand on that porch, and afterward, porches are removed, but we're in much safer condition now. The porch doors were replaced with windows, and it's a safer house.
Can I ask a quick question about
Yeah.
that? So this gets reported, and then it's up to the building owner to make the improvements from before to after, right?
Yeah, why don't you
Before it.
explain how it works legally?
Yes, how it works is that this gets reported, or this particular property here, as we found it on the sweep, our building department goes there to make the determination whether it's a hazard to the owner and to the community. We then send out a violation letter asking them to make the proper amount of corrections. We give them a period of time, be it 2 weeks, a month, and at which point many owners do work with us. And the ones that don't, we then go into court. We'll ask for an injunction, and we'll actually get court orders where a judge will tell the person, you have to fix this porch, or we're going to be coming in here and you'll be monetarily fined. And in some situations, you may even be looking at going to jail for a day or two. So fortunately, we have not had to do that at all. We actually have someone in jail, but we have been successful with the injunctions, and we've been successful just with the dialogue with owners in making these improvements.
So the building owner paid for that work from the before to after picture?
Yes.
So it doesn't cost the city anything?
Yep.
Other than enforcement?
Yes,
right.
that's correct.
Good, good. All right, well, thank you, John. Let me, guys, I want you to enjoy your time in the limelight. So let me call you up, Matt, first. I don't know if you have prepared remarks or anything, but go ahead and why don't you explain a little bit about how you guys put the website together?
Okay.
Putting them on the spot.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that it was a great experience for us working with City Hall and being able to have this experience. We actually learned a few things too while we were here. We had to use innovative technologies such as use of the PHP language, and we also had to figure out how to integrate Twitter into the website. So it was a very educational experience for the both of us, and that's really all I have to say.
All right, thank you. John, you want to say a few words?
Me and Matt both worked on this website for about 9 days, and we created what we thought is the best example of the neighborhood task force. Each of us took a section of the website. The map section was what I actually worked on most of the time, and Matt was working on the form. So we both used what we were good at, and we decided to make the website. I've learned more about, we use Adobe Photoshop as a program that is a photo editing program. I don't use much of that too much. It was just a great experience. I hope that Vote can continue to do that with their other students. And we want to thank Mr. Floor and Ms. Pina, who helped us a lot with the website.
All right, thanks, guys. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job. Does anybody have any questions?
So now that it's up,
Yeah.
congratulations, you guys, it's a cool project. Now that it's up, who keeps it running? Like, who goes through the website, and is it just paid for by, how's it funded?
Great job.
We have a young lady in our office who's pretty good with computers. She's going to help us, as well as the MIS department will help us periodically as well. The boys did do a great job setting this up.
Young men.
Young men.
Young
Thank you. Young men. Young men. Did a great job setting this up, and it shouldn't take too much to keep the ball
So you're
moving
using
down.
existing staff members inside City Hall?
Yep.
How many uploads have you had, or is it just launched today?
Just launched today, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah, this is breaking news. Anything else, guys?
how did you find the students? Was the partnership already made, or did you guys come to the city, or did the city go to you?
We went to Vote Tech, to Miss Heidi Walsh, who's the coordinator for students finding placements, and she introduced us, and the rest is history.
Yep.
Has the city ever done anything like this with a local school before to actually implement a program that will then be used? This is the first?
Well, I've only been mayor for how long? No. So it's fair to say that New Bedford Vocational has, I don't know if the name of it's an externship program, but for years, and Rick Quentin can speak to this directly, for years has placed students in vocational opportunity, hands-on internship, apprenticeship opportunities in a variety of fields. So they've, traditionally have enabled the city to build buildings, to add, to do electrical and plumbing work and carpentry work on a whole host of city facilities. And that's probably where they've been used most, but this is new. Rick, do you want to add to that?
This is the first time that the Programming Web Development Shop has worked with the mayor's office, and we hope it's something that continues. We did it on a placement program. And we've already talked to students from our juniors from next year. We would love to keep this going, have them come in and develop, and our seniors and juniors work together a little bit, so they certainly can prep them to do that. It's the first time that we've worked with the department. We really like to see it continue.
So did the city pay the students, or is it part of your school, or their school, I guess?
No, it's part of their classroom. They come to school in the morning, and then they get bused here, and this is, instead of being in shop with me, they come here.
So they came at the right price.
Can I add one
You
thing?
guys
too?
hold out for more next time.
And I'll say one cool thing about the site is this is actually the first time the city has used this technology of being able to introduce pictures through a web page and being able to respond. So that's something we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, no, this is good stuff. It's going to help citizens connect with city government. There are a lot of folks who, will see things like this, dilapidated porches or trash violations, and they might get around to reporting it to the city. They might not. They might call a city councilor, who would in turn call the task force. Now it can happen much more seamlessly, and we can react much more quickly to those issues. And so that will, I think, not only enable us to deal with violations more swiftly, but also give citizens more confidence in city government. And that's always a good thing. All right, thanks, guys.
Could I talk to John for just a second about the success of the task force? The release says you've had 200 rundown properties that have been cited for corrective action. How many court cases have you had, though, John? How many times have you had to go to court in your year in existence?
My year of existence, I'd say I'm going to court almost every week. Now, we've had different court actions there. Obviously, we have the inspectors that are able to go in and file actions, and then when I go in is often on injunctions. On actual injunctions that we've actually had to file with the court, I believe we've only had to do that about 12 times now. We've had a lot of success with the interactions with property owners and being able to work with property owners trying to get the corrections made.
Okay, good. Pat, anything?
Yeah, how do you think that this website, do you think it's going to prompt the city council to maybe push the problem properties ordinance out of the ordinance committee, or?
I try not to predict the moves of the city council, but I think the city council, like the rest of us, will see the value in this website and support it. It's up and running now, requires little funding, but I do think that the city council should support the problem property ordinance because it will complement these efforts. We have no shortage of properties that attract that generate not only nuisances of this type, but also generate a lot of police activity. And that problem property ordinance is geared toward shifting responsibility from the police to the landlords for the expensive police actions on those properties. So I hope the city council sees it the way that we do and supports the ordinance. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Great work. Nice job. Nice job, John.
Thanks.
That's nice work. Thank you. Good job.
This color really looks great on you.
Oh my gosh, guys, I totally forgot to tell you. I broke up with Jeff.
No way. Why?
Because I was at his house the other day and he totally threw his water bottle in his paper recycling bin.
Ugh, ew. That's so gross.
I know, right? And I've told him a million times. It's so easy. It's just cardboard and paper in one and plastic, cans, metal, glass, and bottles in the other. But he just wouldn't listen, so I had to kick him to the curb.
You go, girl.
Call Marissa at 508-979-1493 to request your free recycling bins. This message was brought to you by the City of New Bedford and UMass Dartmouth Charlton School of Business.